مرحبا بكم في قناة تاتس التعليمية. ادعم القناة بالاشتراك وتفعيل الجرس والإعجاب. ميجا جول 2 يونت 1. You've got mail. لديك بريد. Read the 4 emails and decide what the purpose of each one. ما الهدف من هذا البريد التالي؟
From Jonathan Maynard, J. Maynard at finestfootwear.com. Subject: Response to your email. 2. Silva at madeinbrazil.com. Dear Mr. Silva, I want to apologize for not answering your email sooner. I've been on the road for the last few days, and I got back only yesterday. Although most of our shoes are imported directly from Asia, we are currently looking for new suppliers, such as ones in Brazil. I look forward to meeting you and discussing the various possibilities. Please email me as soon as you make your final travel arrangements to the United States so that we can set up a time for a meeting. Best regards, J. Maynard. Jonathan Maynard, Import Manager, Finest Footwear International.
Your friend sent you an e-card from graduationcards.com. Click on the cake to view it. Although you're out of sight, you aren't out of mind. And even though you're far away, I want to wish you a great graduation day.
From David Hamilton, dhamilton at unicore.com. Subject: Out of office reply for David Hamilton. 2. P. Smith at unicore.com. I will be out of the office from October 19th to 22nd and will not have access to email. For any urgent matters, please contact Sean_Taylor at unicore.com. David Hamilton.
2. Olivia at megagold.com. Subject: Visit you in Paris, November 15th. Hi, Olivia. How's work and how's Paris? Hope you're getting used to your new way of life and taking advantage of living in such a wonderful city. Guess what? I'm coming to France on vacation at the end of the month, and I'll be staying in Paris for a few days. I was wondering if you could put me up. However, I don't want to inconvenience you in any way. I'm used to sleeping anywhere. Let me know if it's all right if I stay with you. What's the weather like now? Last time I was in Paris, it was so rainy that I was soaked most of the time, in spite of my raincoat and umbrella. I'm really looking forward to seeing you again. Your best friend, Melanie.
Vocabulary. Mark the ways to start and end the letters or emails. كيف نبدأ وننهي الإيميل؟
Answer true or false. 1. Mr. Maynard answered the email as soon as he returned. 2. Mr. Maynard's company is not interested in doing business with Mr. Silva. 3. Although your friend is far away, they haven't forgotten your graduation day. 4. David will answer all emails even though he's out of the office. 5. Melanie is hoping to stay with Olivia even though it'll be inconvenient. 6. Even though Melanie was wearing a raincoat, she got wet in Paris.
Answers. تدرب على المحادثة عند الاعتذار على شيء ما.
I want to apologize for not coming to your graduation ceremony. Don't worry, that's quite all right.
Congratulations. I wish you lots of success.
Thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to the new job.
3. Grammar. Preposition plus gerund. ظرف بزيادة عليه الاسم. وفي هذه الحالة اسم الفعل. Prepositions can be followed by nouns. الظروف تتبع بأسماء pronouns ضمائر or gerunds أو اسم الفعل. I apologize to Alison. أنا اعتذرت إلى أليسون وهذا noun اسم. I apologized to her وهذا ضمير. I apologized for forgetting her graduation day وهذا gerund وهو اسم الفعل، واسم الفعل يكون بإضافة ing، ولا ذلك لا يعني أنه مستمر، وإنما يعني اسم للفعل هذا، بمعنى read يقرأ وreading القراءة. متى يكون مستمرا؟ عندما يسبق ب am is are في المضارع، was were في الماضي، فيكون هنا progressive. Some verbs are usually followed by certain prepositions. بعض الأفعال تتبع ببعض الظروف، فننتبه ونحفظ هذه الأفعال. I apologize for arriving late. Apologize for احفظها كذلك. I look forward to meeting you personally. I am thinking of moving to a new house soon. I'm dreaming of going on vacation. I decided against wearing a uniform. I insisted on, or I insist on, paying for our lunch. I succeeded in getting into college. I asked about applying for a job. احفظ هذه الترتيبات أو التركيبات. Some adjectives are followed by certain prepositions. بعض الصفات تتبع ببعض الظروف. I'm tired of waiting for an answer. I'm used to having coffee at breakfast. Although, even though, in spite of كلها تعني بالرغم من. Although, even though, and in spite of have similar meanings. Although and even though introduce a clause that has a subject and a verb. هذه الكلمتين تعطينا شبه جملة فيها فاعل وفعل. In spite of is followed by a noun or gerund، بينما in spite of تتبع باسم أو اسم الفعل. Although it rained, we enjoyed the vacation. Even though I was tired, I couldn't sleep. لكن in spite of the traffic هنا اسم، I arrived on time. He went to school in spite of being ing لاسم الفعل sick. As soon as and when حالما أو عندما. The conjunctions of time روابط زمنية are not followed by future forms of verbs, even though the verbs to tell us about the future time عادة لا تتبع بالمستقبل بالرغم أنها تنبئ عن المستقبل. The present is used instead، وإنما نستخدم عوضا عن ذلك المضارع. I'll tell you as soon as I know. هنا نعامل I know مضارع لكن لم يحدث الآن، وإنما يدل على المستقبل، والدليل I'll سوف. Tell you as soon as حالما أعلم، إذن نعامله معاملة الحدوث إذا حدث هذا في المضارع كأنه. I'll call you متى؟ when I arrive عندما تصبح هذه حقيقة أن أصل عند وصولي. ليس في المستقبل وإنما المضارع البسيط. نستخدم so و that. Use so with an adjective or with many, much, few or little to express result or degree. نستخدم so لذا بمعنى لنبين الدرجة أو النتيجة. The noise was so loud. كان عاليا الإزعاج. So loud. أستطيع أن أقول اختيارا that أو أستطيع حذفها. We could hardly hear ourselves. كان عاليا لأي درجة؟ أن لا نستطيع أو بالكاد نسمع أنفسنا. There were so many. الآن جاءت كلمة so many, so much, so few, so little مثلا. The so many cars إلى أي درجة؟ that اختيارا. We couldn't find a place to park. أننا لم نجد مكان إلى توقيف السيارة. A. Complete the sentences with although or in spite of. أكمل مستعملا بالرغم من. Answers. B. Use the following words to complete the paragraph. استعمل الكلمات التالية لإكمال هذه القطعة. Answers. Although بالرغم من as soon as حالما because بسبب but ولكن during خلال in spite of بالرغم من. C. Match the two parts of the sentences about an outing. الآن أقرن الجملتين مع بعضهما. Answers. هنا السياق يحكم على الجملة من خلال السياق الذي يكمل ما سبق. D. Complete the sentences about yourself then compare with a partner. أكمل هذه الجمل عن نفسك. Answers. جميع هذه الحالات تبعت بالاسم الفاعل، الفعل مضاف له ing. 4. Language in context. Make a list of things you're used to doing and not used to doing and compare with a partner. قم بعمل قائمة بأشياء اعتدت القيام بها أو لم تعتد. I'm used to talking in public. أنا اعتدت على الكلام أمام الناس أو الجمهور. I'm not used to getting up early. لم أعتد على الصحو مبكرا. في جميع الأحوال نستخدم used to ونأتي بالفعل مضاف له ing.
1. Message on a voicemail system.
This is Michael Johnson. I'm calling on behalf of Mr. Kramer. I'm his assistant. Mr. Kramer is sorry, but he's not able to see you at the arranged time on Thursday. He asks if you could meet at the same time on Monday instead. Mr. Osman, would you call me at your earliest convenience so that we can confirm the new day for the meeting? My number is 972-555-9797. That's 972-555-9797.
2. Sabah's answer to Nawal's email on answering machine.
Nawal, it's Sabah. It was great to hear from you. I've been so busy these few months that I'm losing touch with most of my friends. I'm glad to hear that you're thinking of visiting New York. I guess you will be staying with your aunt. Please give her my regards when you see her and tell her I still remember that wonderful meal that she cooked for us during your last visit. By the way, a wonderful exhibition is on at the museum, and your favorite gallery has a new show on with very interesting work. But they are both very popular, so we need to make sure we get there in time to beat the crowds. Email me and let me know your plans, or you can call me. My new number is 212-555-0999. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
3. Omar about an invitation to a friend's house.
Hello? Hi, Ted. This is Omar. Is your brother in?
Sorry, Omar. Ron isn't home right now. He'll probably be back in a little while.
Can you give him a message, please? I was really looking forward to coming over, but I'm afraid I won't be able to make it. We have some relatives from Bahrain who are arriving tonight, and my parents asked me to keep my cousin company.
Why don't you bring your cousin along? I'm sure Ron won't mind.
That's really nice of you, Ted. I'll have to talk to my cousin first. I'll call back to let you know, and maybe Ron will be home then. I just want to check if he needs my game console. I'd be happy to bring it over for him.
4. Raymond is giving an excuse for not doing homework.
Mr. Jenkins, please excuse me for not handing in my history project today. I was so sick that I spent all day Saturday and Sunday in bed. Although I wasn't feeling well, I tried to finish the project. The trouble was, as soon as I sat at the computer, my head started to spin, so I went back to bed. Is it okay if I hand in the project in a couple of days?
Send. Get. Letters.
Happy. Spam. Congratulations.
Wish. City. Interested.
7. About you in pairs. Ask the questions and have your friend answer. Then switch roles. 1. Are people in your country used to sending email, letters, or cards on special occasions? 2. When did you last apologize for doing something wrong? What did you do? 3. Are you the kind of person who forgives easily? Explain. 4. When you were absent from school, did your parents write notes to your teachers explaining your absence? 5. Are you used to doing favors or asking other people for favors? Explain. 6. Do you put people up when they travel? Do you ask others to put you up when you travel?
هل اعتاد الناس في بلدك مراسلة بعضهم؟ هل اعتذرت لشيء قمت به؟ ماذا قمت؟ أي الأشخاص يعذر الآخرين؟ كيف اعتذر والديك عندما غبت عن المدرسة؟ هل تقوم بعمل المعروف للآخرين أو تطلب معروفا منهم؟ هل تستضيف الناس المسافرين؟ هل تطلب من الآخرين استضافتك عندما تسافر؟
Abdullah, thanks for inviting me to your graduation event. I was really looking forward to next Thursday night.
I've been planning this event for ages. You're coming, aren't you?
Well, Abdullah, I'm calling you up to explain. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it.
No way. I refuse to accept that. I insist on your coming.
I'm sorry. I really am. You see, it's my uncle's wedding, and they're having the whole family over for dinner. They expect me to be there, and I can't let them down.
So sneak out as soon as the dinner's over.
I can't just walk out like that.
Of course you can.
Your ending. What does Abdullah go on to suggest? 1.
No one's going to notice.
2.
Tell your parents you're not feeling well and you're going to lie down.
3.
Be straight with your parents and tell them you have plans after dinner.
4.
Your idea.
No way. Used to say you won't allow something. لا طريقة لذلك أنك لن تسمح به. Let someone down, disappoint and تخيب. Of course, بالطبع used to give someone permission or encouragement. تعطيه تشجيعا أو إذنا. Be straight. Be honest and frank. أن تخبر الآخرين أن يكونوا صريحين. In pairs, ask and answer the questions, then switch roles. What was Ahmed looking forward to? ما الذي يتطلع له أحمد? Ahmed was looking forward to going to Abdullah's graduation event. إلى تخرج عبد الله. 2. Why can't he come to the graduation? لما لم يتمكن؟ Ahmed has to go to a family dinner for his uncle's wedding. يذهب إلى عشاء زواج خاله أو عمه. 3. What does Abdullah want Ahmed to do? ما الذي يرغب عبد الله من أحمد القيام به? He wants Ahmed to leave the dinner early. أن يغادر العشاء مبكرا. 9. Reading. Page 12. Read the passage and find all the sentences that tell about the different means of communications. وسائل التواصل القديمة. Compare what you found with a partner.
From smoke signals to email, keeping in touch. From the Stone Age to the present, people have shown a desire to send messages to one another over long distances. In ancient times, according to one story, a chain of fires on mountaintops was used to relate the news of the fall of Troy to the people in Greece. In the past, native people in the Americas used smoke from fires to transmit messages. They developed a code in which certain combinations of smoke rising had special meanings. For example, 2 parallel columns of smoke indicated the successful return of a war party.
The ancient Greeks established lines of signal towers at mountaintops. At each one, a large fire was lit to transmit a signal to the next tower, and in this way, information was passed on through the land. Also, almost anything that makes a noise has been used for signaling. A kind of drum talk is still used in Central Africa today, although few who are not natives have been able to understand it. The sender uses a drum that can produce a high or low tone. Because the local dialect alternates in these tones, the sender is able to simulate speech with the drums.
In modern times, people have communicated by letter, telegraph, and telephone, but no one method has become as widespread as quickly as the use of email. The first email message took place in 1971. According to its sender, Ray Tomlinson, it was probably the following: QWERTYUIOP. What was significant about that? Nothing, really. This is just the top row of keys on an English-language keyboard. Tomlinson was just testing out the system and using a nonsense message. He had no concept that he was going to start a revolution in communication. Tomlinson was one of a group of scientists who were working on developing better computers. The scientists at his site were able to send a message to a mailbox on the computer on their site. Other scientists could view the message in the mailbox. But there were other computers at other sites where scientists were working on the same project. Tomlinson's idea was to figure out a way to deliver messages to mailboxes on those remote computers. He used the @ sign to identify messages that were headed out of the local machine to the more distant ones. That was the start of the emailing system that we still use today. At first, the number of people on email was small, but by the end of the 20th century, there were 263 million email boxes. In the 21st century, that figure has grown to over 2 billion, and the functions of email services in the future will become more and more diversified. And text messaging on cell phones is also increasing, so people can, in effect, be in constant touch with people who are long distances away.
Complete the following sentences about the reading. أكمل الجمل التالية عن القراءة. Answers.
Discussion 1. Think about how you communicate with different people. 2. Work in groups. Make notes in the chart below. 3. Use your notes to talk about communication in class. 4. Which are the most common and most effective ways? Why?
كيف تتواصل مع الناس؟ قم بعمل ملحوظاتك على هذا الجدول. Ways I communicate، وسائل التواصل. Advantages، إيجابيات. Disadvantages، سلبيات. With friends، مع الأصحاب. With relatives، مع الأقارب. With other people who live far away، مع أناس بعيدين عني.
10. Writing A1. Work in pairs. Compare the emails from Mr. Maynard and Melanie on pages 6 and 7. Make notes in the chart below. 2. Use your notes to report in class. Discuss differences and similarities. 3. Why do you think there are differences?
الآن قارن البريدين بين مستر مينارد and ميلاني واعثر على الاختلافات. Email page 6, page 7. Email from من to إلى. Greeting طريقة الترحيب. Opening lines الجمل الافتتاحية. Topic information content الموضوع والمعلومات. Closing lines الجمل الختامية. Signed التوقيع. Purpose of email الهدف أو الغرض من الإيميل.
E1. Read the email from Otto to his friend in the USA and answer the questions. Where did Otto spend the summer? What time of year is it? How does Otto feel about starting school again? Why is he excited about the weekend? 2. What does PS stand for? Why do we use it? 3. Which email in your book is this email similar to? How do you know? Hi Brian, how are you doing? Did you have a good summer? How's school? I guess you've just started again, right? Well, that's life. I am attaching a photo of us at the game. How do you like it? We look good, huh? This is our first week back and everyone is trying to get used to getting up early, spending most of the day at school then home, homework, etc. But we have some great plans for the weekend. We'll drive to the desert with my cousins and spend the night there. I wish you could come along. It would be so much fun. Guess what? My father promised to let me drive the Jeep in the desert. Isn't that cool? What about you? Any special plans for the weekend? Don't forget, it's your turn next summer. You are going to come to Saudi Arabia and stay with us. I'd better not talk about this summer now. Time to get organized and get down to homework. Give my best to your family. Auto PS. My teacher complimented me on my English. I told him I had spent 2 months practicing with my friend. 1. You want to write an email to a friend. 2. Decide who you are going to write to and what you are going to write about. 3. Complete the chart with your notes. Then use your notes to write the email.
قم بكتابة ملحوظاتك عن البريد الذي ستكتبه لمن وما الغرض. My greetings طريقة الترحيب. My opening words الكلمات الافتتاحية. My reasons for writing this email أهداف كتابة هذا الإيميل. My closing words الكلمات الختامية. Attached documents المرفقات. عند الكتابة علينا أن ننتبه لهذه التلميحات.
Writing corner. When you write an email to a friend, read and sign your letter in an informal manner. E.g. Hi, hello, dear plus first name and best wishes, see you soon, take care plus your first name. Write as if you were speaking to him, her, i.e. use contracted forms, emoticons, or abbreviations. When you write to a business professional, contact, address and sign the letter more formally, e.g. Dear Sir, Madam, Dear Mr., Mrs. Plus last name and kind regards, best regards, sincerely. Do not use contracted or abbreviated forms.
عند الكتابة للأصحاب يمكننا الكتابة بصيغة غير رسمية ونستخدم التراحيب هذه hello, hi, dear وهكذا. وعند الكتابة يمكننا التعبير عن مشاعرنا والحديث بأريحية أيضا واستخدام بعض المختصرات وأيضا وضع بعض الملصقات. وعندما نكتب ونرسل علينا أن ننتبه إلى استخدام الطريقة الرسمية والنظامية عند الإرسال إلى الشخصيات الرسمية، فنكتب مثلا Dear Sir, Madam, Dear وهكذا. وعند الختام نستخدم ختام رسمي أيضا kind regards, best regards تحياتي sincerely. Do not use contracted or abbreviated forms ولا نستخدم صيغة المختصرة ولا الملصقات.
11. Form, meaning and function. Simple past with used to use, used for past states, habits and situations that are no longer true. Morse, the inventor of the telegraph system, used to be a professor at New York University. He used to teach arts and design. People used to communicate by telegraph. Telegraph companies used to dispatch telegraphs by train across the United States. Yes, no questions. Answer. Did you used to have a blue car? Yes, I did. I sold it 3 years ago. Did they used to play football every week? No, they didn't. They used to play tennis.
الماضي البسيط مع used to اعتاد أن، ونستخدم هذه الصيغة لأحداث ليست حقيقية الآن وإنما كانت في الماضي. Morris, the inventor of the telegraph system, used to be a professor. كان بروفيسورا، الآن ليس بروفيسورا بعد ذلك. At New York University. He used to teach، واعتاد أن يدرس هناك arts and design. People used to communicate by telegraph. اعتاد الناس أن يتراسلوا، الآن لا يتراسلون بالتلغراف. Telegraph companies used to dispatch telegraphs by train across the United States. في السؤال yes و no نستخدم did، وفي هذه الحالة used تتخلص من الماضي فتصبح use. Did you used to have a blue car? Yes, I did. I sold it 3 years ago. أيضا did they used to play football every week? No, they didn't. They used to play tennis. إذن في الإجابة ننتبه أن نرجعها إلى الماضي إذا كانت مغايرة.
Used to and would. We can also use would in place of used to for past habits, but we cannot use would for past states. In ancient times, people would shout messages to the next tower in order to pass on information through the area. People used to have very powerful voices in those days. Incorrect. People would have very powerful voices. Information questions. Answer. How did people in the Americas use to transmit messages? They used smoke signals. Why did people use to shout from signal towers? They wanted to pass on messages. What did you used to do when you were young? I used to ride my bike in the park.
الآن عندما نستعمل used to اعتاد أن وwould يمكننا استبدالهما مكان بعضهما بعض في العادات فقط habits، ولا نستعمل would مكان used to عند وجود حالة حقيقية وليس عادة. مثال in ancient times people would shout، مكانها الأصل كان used to shout مثلا، ويمكن استبدالها ب would shout messages to the next tower in order to pass on information through the area. هذه عادة، ولكن الحالة people used to have very powerful voices in those days. كانت لديهم حالة الأصوات القوية في تلك الأيام. لا يمكن الناس استبدال would مكان used to في هذه الحالة. السؤال عن used to في الأسئلة المعلوماتية نستخدم أدوات السؤال how, why, what، ونأتي بالفعل الماضي من do في هذه الحالة did، ثم نأتي ب use to كما هي. A. Complete the paragraph with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Use used to, would and didn't used to. استعمل هذه الكلمات في الفراغات التالية. Answers. B. Work with a partner. Talk about what your grandparents used to and didn't used to do. تكلم عن جديك. ما الذي اعتادا على عمله أو لم يعتادا؟
There are singular nouns, plural nouns. There is a phone message for you. There are lots of unanswered emails in my inbox.
الآن لدينا there is و there are. Singular nouns مع المفرد نقول there is a phone message for you. مع الجمع نقول there are lots of unanswered emails in my inbox.
Plurals. Regular nouns. For most regular nouns we add s to form the plural. If the noun ends in s, ch, sh, o, or x, we add s. For regular nouns that end in y, we usually drop the y and add ies for the plural. For regular nouns that end in f or fe, we change the ending to ves. Letter, letters, card, cards, email, emails, inbox. Inbox is business, business is watch, watch is city, city's company, company's story, stories, leaf, leaves, wife, wives, life, lives.
هذه قوانين إملائية. عند عمل الجمع نضيف اس الجمع للكلمات، ولكن عندما تنتهي بس أو sh أو ch أو o أو x نضيف es. بينما إذا انتهت بواي نخفي الواي ونضيف ies، وإذا انتهت بF أو FE تتحول إلى VES. أمثلة على ذلك: if the noun has a vowel before the final Y، لكن إذا كان ينتهي ب Y وقبله حرف علة I, E, O, U then we add an S، فقط نضيف S، مثل boy boys، day days، donkey donkeys. irregular nouns الأسماء غير المنتظمة أو الجموع غير المنتظمة: man men، woman women، child children، tooth teeth، foot feet، mouse mice، deer deer كما هي، fish fish كما هي مفرد وهي للجمع. definite article the أداة التعريف ذا، ونستعملها مع المعرفة والعلم.
Use the definite article the before singular and plural nouns when we know what or who we are referring to. The children at the local school got some new computers. Use the definite article the for objects that are one of a kind: the internet, the sun, the Mac fortress, the Holy Quran. Look at the picture. Write sentences to describe the different ways people communicate. Compare with a partner. There is a man writing an email on a computer. D with a partner. Talk about how you stay in touch with family and friends. Is this the same or different to when you were younger? Why? Project 1. Design a greeting card for Saudi Arabia National Day 2. Think about events and emotions on that day and complete the chart with your notes.
صمم بطاقة عن اليوم الوطني للسعودية. Think about events and emotions on that day. تحدث عن الأحداث أو المشاعر في ذلك اليوم. أكمل هذه القائمة. Occasion الحدث: Saudi Arabia National Day اليوم الوطني. My notes. Actions on that day أحداث أو أفعال أقوم بها بذلك اليوم. Naming words on that day nouns أي كلمات لذلك اليوم. Describing words for that day كلمات تصف ذلك اليوم. Adjectives عادة تكون أسماء. Emotion words on that day كلمات تدل على مشاعري في ذلك اليوم. ماذا عن الخطوات التالية؟
3. Write 2 to 3 sentences, messages about Saudi Arabia National Day using some of the ideas, words you listed above. 4. Design your card. Search and find suitable photos, pictures, or draw your own. Make sure that your photo drawing is related to your sentences. 5. Choose the sentence or sentences that you are going to include and write them on your card. 6. Decide who you are going to send your card to.
إذن الآن قم بكتابة جمل عن اليوم الوطني، وأيضا صف مشاعرك في هذا، وأيضا أضف بعض الصور والمرفقات أو أرسمها بنفسك، ثم قم بكتابة بعض الجمل التي ستضمنها في كتابتك أو على هذه البطاقة وأرسلها إلى شخص ما.
Discuss email and letter format and etiquette. Make and accept an apology. Wish someone success. Make arrangements. Accept and refuse invitations. Use the construction preposition plus gerund. Use although, even though, and in spite of. Use as soon as and when. Use so, that. Use used to and would. Use there as, are plus singular and plural nouns. Use the definite article the.
كلمات الوحدة الأولى.
Demonstration, funding, junk mail, spam, supplier, travel arrangement, apologize for, contact, dispatch, import, inconvenience, wonder, put someone. As soon as, even though, in spite of, idioms, be on the road, get used to, look forward to, out of mind, out of sight, sneak out. Take advantage of, best regards, be straight, let someone down, no way, of course.
حلول كتاب النشاط. كان معكم الأستاذ جاسم العقيلي مع تمنياتنا لكم بالتوفيق والتفوق.